Effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Coming back on the air after an interruption due to technical problems.
And Obama still sucks.
Hello, good evening everybody, and welcome to the Right Side of Politics. We are pleased to announce that Chuck and I are now on Rumble. Thanks to John Ward, who's in the audience, who has graciously sponsored us. We are now broadcasting live on Rumble, which is fantastic, since YouTube is full of a bunch of fascists, and they hate us already because, well, basically because Chuck's there. That's why they hate us. But
well, that's good when you speak the truth. And I am Chuck.
Yeah, we are excited to be there, and hopefully we'll start growing our audience there on Rumble. So, yes, everybody say hello to Chuck. Say hello, Chuck.
Hello to Chuck.
There's Chuck.
How you guys doing? You doing good tonight? Hope so. We got a lot to talk about. This ought to be a wild hour. See if we can get completely kicked off YouTube. Last week they took our whole show off. Right, Dersh?
Yeah. Yeah, we got shut down, baby.
Too much truth.
Down.
Too much truth.
Too much truth going on over there. Yeah, too much truth going on.
So now we got folks. You can be on either site to see us. Like Daryl's on both sites right now.
Daryl's on both sides.
Daryl's on both sites. Ron's over on YouTube. That's cool. It's great to see you guys.
This is going to be interesting. And hey, we could also be going on Cloud Hub at the same time.
If that worked.
That would. Well, yeah. I mean, technically we can't. It doesn't work, but it's.
Still haven't figured that one out, huh?
No, I don't know what's going on. I guess I have to email those guys again for the 15th time. Maybe they'll respond. I'm not sure. Not counting on it though.
So what do you do? Hit a plus for a Rumble. Okay, I got it. All right. So yeah, we got some interesting topics to talk about, Dersh. None of it makes me happy, really, to be honest. It's all the crap these stupid Democrats are doing.
What's new? I mean, if you think about it, dude, we're just, 10 months into to this administration? It feels like 10 years already.
I've got a headache.
It feels like 10 years, and we're only 10 months in this administration.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it's wow. It's draining. That's for sure.
That's for sure. All right, dude. First, do our introductions, and we'll talk through them because I've adopted Dershy's theory. You guys can read, so you can find me and Dersh on the internet. Sorry, my voice is still recovering from having a cold. So it's not the best yet. So, welcome to CNS Rumble. We're glad to have you. I am at Chuck Nellis in many places and all that good stuff. There I am. Everywhere. Just everywhere.
Yeah,
and Facebook hasn't kicked me off this week.
That is absolutely amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it? Can't believe it.
Especially that you haven't really backed off on anything.
No.
Still.
Truth is truth, and I can't stop speaking it for anybody. You know?
Yep.
I don't care if they hold a gun to my head. I'm still going to speak the truth.
Well, you were on up for like 30 seconds after the first and second, between the first and second suspension. Yeah. I think you made 3 posts or something. They got rid of you again.
I don't think they like me a lot.
I don't know. What would give you that idea, Chuck?
Probably the fact that they keep getting rid of me.
You think?
Yeah, I like the beard and the hair, by the way. Keep growing it. Both.
I don't know.
Come on, dude. You look like a dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
My voice now sounds like Alex Jones. Far out, man. Oh, that better sound.
That's not a compliment, dude.
No, I know. Well, at least I don't look like him. That would be far worse. So, news of the week. Let's get into the news of the week. What do you think?
Sure.
Did you post your stuff?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Far out. All right. The biggest story of the week, I think, has got to be Rittenhouse, right?
Yeah.
All this crap going on.
Yeah, I would think. Well, right now, it's really hard to say what's the most important because.
Well, they're hitting us from every flank.
Right. They're
and
literally
that's intentional.
They're literally screwing us in every side of the possible room. But yeah, Rittenhouse should be done. I mean, seriously, there's literally no evidence whatsoever that he committed murder intentionally, first or second degree, and I can't believe these guys are still debating this.
Well, the left doesn't have any. I mean, they've got. It's not about Rittenhouse any more than, like Trump said, it's not about me. It's about getting you. This Rittenhouse is not about Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse is about getting our guns.
Well, that and it's a warning. It's a warning to people who have guns that you don't do anything. You know,
right.
Take the knee, bow before God, and we won't throw you in jail.
Not going to happen.
That's what it's all about. I mean, it's clearly has nothing to do with.
I don't know. It's got nothing to do with him.
With
he's innocent.
What he did, yeah, because there's literally no possible way you could come back with a guilty verdict.
No.
If you're going by the justice system. Now, however, if you're
that's
going
a whole other subject.
If you're going by social justice, then as a prosecutor on CNN said, a federal prosecutor on CNN literally said that Rittenhouse is guilty because he didn't support the black BLM, Black Lives Matter.
Well, that's
it's not how our justice system works, man.
It doesn't work is what the problem is now.
Right. It's social justice, and especially all of the Soros bot prosecutors. They're dealing in social justice. They're not dealing in
there's a big
real justice.
We've got to get these judges back on course here and be dealing with not social justice, but real justice, because it's a mess. This judge does seem to be have his shit together, so to speak. I mean, he doesn't put up with any crap.
Yeah. Interesting, he was nominated by a Democrat.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you heard what his ringtone is on his phone?
Yeah.
Proud to be an American.
Right, yeah, that was awesome, and it went off, man. And during court, and man, the left went absolutely ate shit. Crazy.
You think the prosecutor's butt puckered up a little bit?
They went nuts over that. They were demanding that he step down and accuse himself. Recuse himself
because he loves America.
Because he loves America, so he's obviously not qualified to be a judge in their eyes. Man.
Hey, Grey Cat's here too.
Which one?
He's on Rumble. Cool. So we got folks on both sites right now.
Ron's over there on YouTube. Ron, Daryl's on both. You said, right?
Yep, Daryl's on both.
Yeah, Ron. In case you don't know, we are on Rumble now. As well.
Also, no.
And
I sent him all the links earlier.
Yeah. So we got a chat going in both places, which is interesting. Now I got to look back and forth.
It doesn't bother me. I
don't have enough screens, Chuck, to do the show.
Anyway,
go back to this. It just amazes me that these people should have walked out into the hallway and gone, "Can we vote now? Yep, that's 12 for not guilty. Let's go back in and go home."
Right.
So to me, I think what we're looking at is a mistrial. I think there's problems.
Well, that's what they're trying to get.
Yeah.
The newest thing on the trial right now is that there are 2 members of the jury who are not voting because they are afraid.
Well,
they're afraid what's going to happen to them.
To them and to the city, right? And which.
Well, no, they're worried about themselves. They're
also worried that the city is going to burn.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it might either way.
Either way.
I know, it really might either way. They're out celebrating a wrong conviction, or they're out,
they can't convict him. There's just no basis of conviction. There's so much freaking film.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you just open your eyes and watch the film, and the prosecutor, that guy should be fired. He should be disbarred.
He should be shot out of a cannon.
Well, two things. Once he accused Rittenhouse of being guilty because he didn't talk about the case before the trial came up, which, of course, your Fifth Amendment right is that you can't assume guilt just because you don't talk about it. And the judge absolutely ripped him a new one, which was awesome on that. But the latest one you talked about right before the show started, where he said that because he brought a gun, he loses his Second Amendment rights.
You never lose your Second Amendment right, folks, no matter where you go. If you're in the middle of a riot, you don't lose your Second Amendment right. You lied outright.
That's Well, either that or he doesn't know. And
I'm sure he lied.
If he truly, I don't know, Chuck. The guy seems just plain stupid. He's a stupid liberal, and I don't think he understands the Constitution. But I don't care where you are. It's absolutely asinine to say because you have a gun to protect yourself, which the Second Amendment right gives you, that you can't use it, or if you do use it, you lose your Second Amendment right. That's not what it says.
That's exactly what it's for.
Right. That's exactly what it's for.
In time of danger.
And just because you have a gun doesn't make it a more dangerous situation, is what that idiot was trying to say. It's not the case. You can have a gun in so many states, including Texas and Florida. You can do open carry.
Yeah,
people can see that your gun's there. Yeah.
Well, if you go to Texas, you'll see it all over the place. People walking around with AR-15s strapped on their back. And you know what? If everybody's armed, not many people are going to go pull a gun and shoot people if everybody else can kill them.
Well, that's right. That's why there aren't that many in Texas. And the only places where they have mass killings and things like that in Texas is where they're gun-free zones. And
guess what cities those are?
The liberal areas of Texas. It happens every time. And the red parts, or the open carry parts, They don't have that problem in Texas.
Yep.
We don't have that problem in Florida now. You know, we have
you got a real governor there now.
But yeah,
a good one.
This prosecutor, you know, I have no idea how he's not going to be disbarred after this.
I don't know how he's not in prison after what he pulled yesterday with the gun. He broke every single safe gun handling rule in one felled swoop.
Because he doesn't know.
Wait, I made a comment today that I think that was probably the first time he ever touched a gun.
It could be. It absolutely could be, Chuck.
I mean, he was holding it like a toy gun. And I mean, he's got his finger on the trigger. He didn't check and make sure the breech was empty. He didn't, you know, I mean, he's aiming at people in the audience of the courthouse.
Yeah.
You never do any of those things. Ever. Especially put your finger on a trigger. If you look at that picture of Rittenhouse, or any of the video of Rittenhouse, he's always got his finger in the proper place.
He
never raised the gun barrel.
That video of him should be used in training classes. Because he did everything right. And you know, speaking of the prosecutors, you know, he's been disciplined twice for faking evidence. They took that picture of Rittenhouse where and you can see in the video his gun is pointed down the way it's supposed to be, fingers not on the trigger, and they edited it and flipped it so it looked like he's pointing the gun up.
Exactly.
It completely
put the picture backward and
completely faked the evidence, and nothing's going to happen to this guy. It's just unbelievable.
He should really be thrown in prison for a number of reasons.
He's a Soros prosecutor, so he's protected.
He needs to lose his license is what he needs to do.
Yeah, should be disbarred. Absolutely. We got some great comments out there. Of course, Think Already, as always. Talk about the Second Amendment. Second Amendment says that you have the right to bear arms, period. There's no qualifiers. Period. It's not for hunting. It's to protect yourself. And so what the prosecutor said was a complete misinterpretation, whether through ignorance or just through a lie, either one, Chuck. The guy obviously doesn't know what he's saying or what he's talking about. He has no business being a prosecutor.
Yep. Ron makes an excellent point. If he didn't have that gun, he'd likely be dead.
Oh, he would be dead. Absolutely.
They were going to kill him.
Absolutely. And the one guy that was wounded said the only thing that he regrets is he didn't fire first and empty his clip in the Rittenhouse.
Right.
So, yeah, he...
So, it was definitely an attempted murder. And they have all the proof that it needs. So, the only thing that could stop this case from being found innocent is if the people refuse to vote because they're scared.
Yeah, well, according to Gray Cat, and you know he always has great sources, that there are two political holdouts that want him to be guilty just on political reasons, and I believe that's probably true. I'm actually surprised it's only two.
Well, in that case, you switch them out for the alternative.
Well, at this point, I don't think they can. You can't switch them out just because they vote guilty, which is why I think it's going to be a hung jury. I think it's going to be.
It's funny. Gray Cat heard something exactly the opposite of what I heard.
Well, both could be true.
I heard they wanted to vote innocent, but they were not voting innocent because they were afraid they'd get killed.
That could be true as well. Could be two different people.
Yeah.
But I honestly think the media wants a not guilty verdict. They need something. They want a riot. They want more blood in the streets. They want a riot. Another peaceful protest while they burn down businesses and break into Targets and steal the TVs and stuff because, Rittenhouse was found innocent. Those two things make so much sense together, of course. But, that's what they need it because they need to get Biden out of the headlines because
dirty laundry.
Biden and Kamala Harris are quickly being the two worst least popular residents of the Oval Office in our history. And
you got to also remember that mainstream media and Silicon Valley already declared him guilty long ago. So if this ends up being that he's innocent, they're going to be in a quandary, and they're going to be on attack mode. They're going to stir up a race war.
What's new? I mean, they declared Trump guilty of Russian collusion, which we now know was absolutely 100% faked. Fake, and we also know that it was a collaboration between Obama, Hillary, and the news media.
Yeah,
that's been proven. So from the investigation, and they were wrong about the Ukraine call. They were wrong about the Hunter Biden drive. And, I mean, they haven't been right about anything. Right. Literally in 6 years, they haven't been right about a single thing.
Of course not.
You can't name a single thing that they've been right about.
Nope, not a thing. Let's see what else. Yeah, that thing about the Second Amendment being suspended, that blew my mind. That is an utter, almost blasphemy of the Constitution. It's
not almost, it absolutely
never
is.
Suspended. All right, what do you want to talk about next? I got inflation, illegals, and COVID.
Go for it.
You don't care. All right, how much is gas costing you? How much is food costing you? How much is electricity costing you?
We are at record inflation right now.
Yeah,
and
record pace.
And then you have Jen Psaki saying that there's no inflation.
That woman.
Of course, and they clearly have no economic knowledge, and whoever's making
they clearly
these
never
decisions.
went to a store.
They don't. You can't you can't say on one hand, that people were not buying things during COVID when we had record online sales during COVID, and the economy was rolling, and then say, well, we came out of COVID and we still have online sales, plus people are going back to the stores. So that there are excuses for why we have inflation. It just don't make it. They don't make any sense.
They don't hold water.
They don't.
I mean, one of the biggest problems, of course, is the supply chain right now, and that's entirely caused by the Democrats, because they've got Democrat union leaders, and you've got freaking Gavin Newsom making it impossible for truckers to come in.
Yeah.
Pick up stuff.
One of the biggest things is, they just set a rule that you can't bring a truck into the port that was built before 2008 or 2009.
Right.
Which
that's stupid.
The vast majority of the trucks out there are that
older.
old, because those trucks last forever. They run forever.
Oh God, yes. They go millions of miles. So, if you want to blame the inflation, the thing right now is as much stagflation, because we've got money. People have money and they're wanting to spend it for Christmas and everything. But if you can't get the supply to them, Christmas is over.
Yeah, but they're also saying that the reports of empty shelves is a lie, which I'm sorry, but you can go to my grocery store and there's shelf after shelf that doesn't have any product on it, because
I was at the grocery store yesterday and I can confirm that
they can't get it. And other things I tried to order. I have a BiPAP machine, and I tried to order a new filter for it, and normally I get it the next day. Well, when I ordered it, it says like 2 week delivery, estimated delivery, because the supply is low and they're not really sure when the supply is going to be restocked.
Right.
And I'm sure they're sitting out there on one of those ships in the ocean just waiting to be unloaded. But those are the kind of things that you're looking at. It's things everyday things that we take for granted that normally are there, which aren't there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, gas has literally doubled, for one thing.
Oh, it's going to go up too.
Oh, it's going to get. If it doesn't end up at $10 a gallon, I predicted that, and that's their intention. They want to force people to have to buy these electric cars that nobody can afford, or they want people stuck on public transportation.
Well, that's what they want. Public transportation.
Yeah. They want people driving a freaking mule.
Yeah, and then you got, what is it?